we never saw it as a place that we'd live ever. And the longer we stayed, the more I fell in love with Townsville. But what I noticed was when we'd host happy hours, I'd say to people like in the caravan parks, you're managing this beautiful park, we've got these amazing happy hours. Have you put something on your social media about it? Have you contacted the local tourism board? And everyone looked at me blankly. Like, what do you mean, Kellie? Like, why would I put that on social media? So I kind of over time thought, this is where it's going. There is something here. And it was affordable because social media was free. It's just your time. And I thought there's a lot of businesses out there that could use this platform and benefit from this platform. And now that hashtag, the Support Local Townsville hashtag has been used like over 330,000. So we did get there with the support of...
And it's still going.
It's still going.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Maddo Helen podcast. On today's episode, we're joined by Kellie Stephenson, the powerhouse behind Support Local with Kellie, long-time advocate for small business in Townsville, North Queensland. Kellie, welcome to the program.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's fantastic. I've wanted to chat to you for a little while now, so I think, it'd be great to talk to you and pick your brain for a little bit.
Yeah, go. Pick away.
Okay, just for anyone that doesn't know you or anything, what's... I guess your origin story,
How long have we gone?
As long as we need.
I think there's a big backstory to why I guess we ended up in Townsville.
Yeah.
And then why I started the initiative, which is now known as Support Local with Kellie, but was previously known as Support Local Townsville.
Yeah. Okay.
I grew up in Hervey Bay, did university on the Sunshine Coast, and after I graduated was working in a council, and I got poached by a mining company and ended up in Charters Towers. So that was a big, big sea change.
I'd be huge for going from the coast, especially, sunny coast.
Absolutely.
Beaches, waves, cafes, plenty happening.
Yeah, and the ocean to the outback. So it literally was a big change. But I saw opportunity, and I guess I've always been someone that'll jump at any opportunity that I possibly can. So I moved to Charters Towers and then did a bit of digging that's where my family was from. So my great-grandfather used to have an ice cream factory in Charters Towers. And used to deliver ice creams to the boarding schools and all that sort of stuff. My grandfather was born there. So I guess, immersed myself into a community that ended up meeting, second and third cousins and had a really big sort of family network there.
And you didn't know that before going there?
I'd kind of heard Charters Towers being thrown around when we were at family functions, but I guess I just was younger and didn't went, oh yeah, Charters Towers. I kind of didn't really know where it was. Yeah. When I was interviewed for this mining job, I flew up to see where it was and they flew me to Townsville. I drove an hour to Charters Towers and thought, it's not too far away. And then when I moved up there, I drove and realised how far away it actually was. So I had a bit of a meltdown to start with, but really fell in love with North Queensland. We loved it. My boyfriend at the time ended up moving up and he's now my husband. Yeah. But we really made a life in Charters Towers. We went from mining. I ended up finishing in mining and went over to education and worked at a boarding school, a Catholic boarding school, which was an amazing, amazing ride because I got to work with kids, which was pretty cool. I'd never been involved in a boarding school before, but then I became head of girls boarding after a few years and managed a group of amazing teenage girls who are all now adults and have started their own families. So that was pretty cool.
And they'd be all good, all country kids from, all Western families.
From everywhere. There was, from Indigenous communities out to rural, outback Queensland, Northern Territory. It really opened up a massive network for me that I didn't realise the importance until later on. So the people that I've met in all my life, all my, my working jobs and things, it's all come full circle and I've ended up using those networks in my later life, which is pretty cool. But I guess the tragic part of that is we did have a pretty serious vehicle accident with kids and that caused, I guess, a lot of I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder after that and really had a full breakdown. So it led to the sad story that I just wasn't coping, but I got help and I got better. And then my husband had an episode, a health episode as well, and we just looked at each other and said, we've had 12 months from hell. What are we doing? Life is so short. What are we doing? And we ended up selling everything we owned in Charters Towers and we travelled around Australia.
The whole of Australia.
Yeah, so we started off just with no plan, no limit. We just sold everything and went, let's get on the road. Our eldest son was 4. So we thought we've got a few years until we need to settle him into a school. Let's give this a go. Instagram had just become a thing. So my assistant at the time said to me, you should get an Instagram page. And I thought, what's Instagram? Like, do I really need this in my life? And then I opened it, like I started an Instagram page, and then I ended up blogging our trip. And this was back in 2013 when that wasn't really a thing yet. I sort of saw this platform as an opportunity. I always thought, this is going to be the way of the future. Brands are going to sell, they're going to sell stuff on this platform. This is the platform to know and love. I need to know as much about this platform as I possibly can. So I had the time. We weren't working, we were just traveling. And it was just cool. We reconnected. I guess our marriage reconnected because we were spending every day together. So there were some ups and some downs in that. And having a little bit, we had a 4-year-old, so we got to spend every day with him, which was really cool, seeing all things around Australia.
Yeah, and what an amazing way for a family to reconnect, because you're so busy. Like, life is, I don't know, you just look at like, and everything's so expensive. Like, and you've always got, like, most families of two people working full time. You hardly get to see each other. You come home, you're tired. You feed the kids dinner, and then you're sort of exhausted. And you don't end up chatting. You just go into bed, or you scroll for a couple of minutes, and you're like, oh, and you go to bed. But
absolutely.
And I've noticed that, like, when we've had, like, I don't know, family holidays, like you go away for Christmas for 2 weeks, and you try and stay off your phone as much as possible. You do end up reconnecting, but it's only for that couple of weeks.
Time.
And because you've got that time together. But a year, was it a year?
Yeah, it was just over a year. So it was about 18 months. So what happened was, when we were traveling, we were actually in Sydney at the 4-wheel drive camping show, and we saw a stall there called Dometic Waco, and they're obviously an international supplier of fridges and caravan and camping equipment. And they had this competition called Follow the Sun, where they selected three people to do a 3-month tour around a certain region, and they gave us like a $25,000 upgrade to our caravan and our car with all their supplies, and we got to host happy hours at caravan parks.
Yeah.
So I put my hand up, and then the person that was at the stall actually said, oh my God, you're the blonde nomad, which was my Instagram name at that time, because I wanted to prove to people you didn't have to be a grey nomad to do this. You could. I feel like everyone had this Australian dream of buy the house, pay the house off, and then live this life of, and I thought after everything that my husband and I had gone through, we were kind of like, surely there has to be more to life than this mundane of, like this day in, day out of working, paying off a mortgage. So we were sharing things on our Instagram page. I had a following of maybe 800 to 1,000 people, which was actually quite big back then, because blogging it was relatively new. Yeah. Anyway, we put our hands up, we applied, and we got shortlisted, and then it was announced we were actually down we were actually near Wagga. I remember talking pre-recording this that you lived there for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was not far from there. That's where there's 2 towns right beside there, isn't it?
Yeah, Albury.
Albury-Wodonga.
Albury-Wodonga.
Is that near Wagga?
And then you got Wagga. I'm trying to think what it might be.
I just know there was all army stuff around there at that,
all army stuff.
Yeah. So we got announced, and we ended up coming back to Brisbane for where they sort of launched it. So for 3 months, we became travel ambassadors, and we hosted happy hours in caravan parks, and we had amazing connections. We had sponsored by top tourist caravan parks like HEMA Navigational Systems. We would do YouTube videos, which absolutely are so cringeworthy now I look at them, that we would record on iPads, and Dometic would upload them. And we got Zachy involved as well. And it was just like the opportunity of a lifetime. But what I noticed was, when we'd host happy hours, I'd say to people like in the caravan parks, you're managing this beautiful park. We've got these amazing happy hours. Have you put something on your social media about it? Have you contacted the local tourism board? And everyone looked at me blankly. Like, what do you mean, Kellie? Like, why would I put that on social media? So I kind of, over time, thought, this is where it's going.
There's something here.
There is something here. And it was affordable because social media was free. It's just your time. And I thought, there's a lot of businesses out there that could use this platform and benefit from this platform, but they don't know how to do it.
No, and back at the start there with social media, people were just posting little updates or they're posting friends and that kind of thing. It wasn't the beast it is now.
No, and it wasn't used for businesses. It was, it was just starting to be used for businesses. And I thought, it's obviously just going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to learn everything I can about these platforms. I've got a marketing degree, but obviously I did marketing. I left
before social media
in the 90s. So it was a long time before social media.
Yeah.
But I thought I can use those practices and principles and actually then teach business owners how to effectively use social media.
Yeah.
So I always had this in the back of my head. Then on the road, we fell pregnant. So we thought our first child was premature. He was born in Townsville. So I rang my obstetrician and he said, I'm happy to remotely monitor you while you're traveling, because we had the commitment with Dometic until I think it was like the end of October. Yeah. And then he was due in the January. So he said, just come back to Townsville once you've finished that. And I sort of had scans and stuff on the road. Yeah. I'd come back and have our baby in Townsville. So I thought, cool, we're back in Townsville. So we came back to have the baby. And I think just a few different things happened. We ended up staying for a little bit to settle our youngest into distance education. We enrolled him with Charters Towers Distance Ed, and we thought in the back of our head, we were not staying in Townsville. We were going. When we lived in Charters Towers, we didn't love Townsville. We saw it as the place you come over to see your doctors, the place you come over to get your supplies, the place that you. But I think
a game or something.
Yeah, or come to a Cowboys game because I think that's what everyone does. Yeah. We never saw it as a place that we'd live ever. Yeah. And then we stayed with my sister. Her husband was in the army and had been posted away for 6 months, so she didn't have kids. So she just said, "Why don't you stay with me for a little bit?" And we did. And the longer we stayed, the more I fell in love with Townsville.
Oh, Townsville's funny like that. It grows on you.
Yeah, it does.
It's a grower.
Yeah.
It's just, I remember when we first moved here and we were coming up from Adelaide and down there we were all into like, I don't know, techno and hip hop and all these sort of, all that sort of stuff. It was all big down at the school that we were at and like all the locals. And then we came up here and it was just like, it was just Metallica and like Sepultura and Pantera and all this sort of heavy stuff. And I was like, what is this place? And it was like, and it was hot and it was just not a lot to do as a kid and that sort of thing. And but it grows on you. Then you get some really, really good friends and it's a beautiful community and everyone looks after each other and you can get around. There's no traffic. Besides a little bit of like crime, there's not a real crime thing besides that little bit that people talk about that gets put in the media all the time. But general living is fantastic. It's so the best. Good. I don't know. It's the best city in Australia.
I agree.
If you want to go shopping or the Gold Coast or anything like that, you can go on a plane. You can do that. You can go get fixed come back here and
it's just got a lot to offer.
It does.
Yeah. And the Strand, like you think about building a perfect city and you've got a beautiful island so close. We've got, access to coastlines. We've got good restaurants.
We've got some of the best restaurants in town.
Yeah.
In Australia with Touch of Salt and things like that.
Absolutely.
And for a regional area, we punch way, way above our.
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of place that wasn't what attracted it. Like why I just kept falling in love with it was I had just had a baby, small child, but like I would join mothers groups and people were just so welcoming. Yeah. People were always interested, I guess, because I wasn't from here. People showed an interest into, well, where are you from and what brought you here?
Yeah.
Which was really exciting. So then we decided to stay.
Yeah.
We sort of said, this is a great place that we could raise our kids. We had family here. So we were like, let's stay in Townsville.
Yeah. I remember the same sort of thing when I moved back, like, because I went away, just after school, you go do a couple of years in Brisbane, whatever, and then I ended up moving back home. And and when I did move back, people were the same sort of thing. And it was like people say, oh, where do you live? Or where are you from? And you think, oh, what are you, a cop? And then, but then after a year, like when you're back in, everything's happening, and then you're doing it to people that you just meet. You're like, oh, where are you from? Where do you live? What are you at? That kind of thing.
I'm really proud that everywhere we travel and people say, where are you from?
Yeah.
I'm so proud to say I'm from Townsville.
Oh, 100%.
To say you're from North Queensland, the community that's behind us here. And I think just as the years go on, we're marketing ourselves way better now.
Way
and
better.
Townsville's getting a much better, I guess it's a better brand.
Yeah.
North Queensland's a better brand.
And everyone knows the Strand. Like
Yeah.
whenever I'm talking to anyone from
Yeah.
anywhere in Australia, they say,
Yep.
oh yeah, you guys have got the Strand in the island.
And Magnetic Island. Yep, absolutely.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. So we just decided to stay. And then probably about a year in, my husband was concreting for another company, and the person that he was working for decided to relocate.
Yep.
So the builder he did a lot of work for a particular builder in town, and they actually approached Corey and said, who's my husband, and said, we want you to be our concreter. And we sort of said, that means we've got to start a business. I don't know if we want to do that. But through their help and nurturing, we started a concreting business. And I look back and think, without their support, without their guidance and encouragement, we never would have probably taken that leap to start our own business. So we did. We ended up falling pregnant again quite quickly after we'd had our other baby. So then I was like, had 3 kids, 3 boys, and I just thought, yeah, cool, let's start a business. Let's do it. Yeah, so we're both risk takers, which I think helps when you own a business.
Oh, yeah.
And we gave it a good hard crack. So
it is risky and it's scary setting it up, but
yeah.
I think once you get in the swing of things and it all starts happening.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and then it starts to sort of pay off.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was a really good job. We did a good job there. You get a review. The customer likes me. Okay, we're on the right track. We're doing the right thing. And then another job will roll in.
Yeah.
But starting, it's
starting was hectic, but I thought, what have we got to lose? We've got everything to gain. We've got skills. I had a lot of business experience. Marketing, business. I was a HR manager in the mines. So I had a lot of that behind me. My dad was a builder, so I'd grown up in a construction industry. I'd worked for project engineers, so I knew that we could do it.
What year was this?
So we started that business Will, our youngest, was born in 2016.
Yeah.
We would have started January 2017.
Wow. And that would have been a hard time to start too.
Yeah.
Like the market up here wasn't great for construction.
No, but we started off small and we've kept it small. So we didn't decide to go out and employ like heaps of people. We sort of kept it really slow, only took on jobs that we could actually do with a small crew. But yeah, we decided to give it a go.
And it worked.
Yeah. So when I was in hospital with having our 3rd child, I needed something to do.
Yep.
And I'd seen a program, or it was like a website or something in the Mornington Peninsula, and it was a support local campaign. And it was a website about all the local shops, almost like a directory. I can't remember what it was, but I remember seeing it when we were traveling. And I remembered in the back of my head was this, I've got to teach people how to use social media. I've got to teach people how to use this. They need to use it. So I actually started Support Local Townsville while I was in hospital because I'd had a cesarean, so I was kind of bedbound for a little bit, and I thought I need to do something.
Yeah.
So I started Support Local Townsville just as a way of, I just secured the Instagram page, and then I had a sort of an idea that I would grow it and sell it to every LGAQ across Queensland.
Yeah.
I thought every local government organisation needs a subsidiary sort of platform that they can just help market their community. Yeah. And I kind of wondered why no one was doing it. I thought there's so much opportunity here. But no one seemed to be advocating for their town or their region that I witnessed. So I thought I'm not stepping on anybody's toes here. I'm just doing something for the love of my community. And I really wanted to embed myself into the community I knew that we were going to start a business. I knew that we were going to raise our kids here. I didn't know anyone. Yeah. So I thought, how do I put myself out there? Similar to why you've started a podcast. Yeah. How can I meet new people? So my first post was at the Cotters Markets at Flinders Street, and I just put a post, I put a picture up, and I just said, here's a platform, please use the hashtag Support Local Townsville. I went and introduced myself to every market stall holder, kids in tow, pushing the pram, introduced myself and said, look, I'm new to town, but I've started this platform. I want you to get behind it. And that's how it
started to go from there.
Yeah. And then I just encouraged people to use it. I did it all there's no cost involved with actually just being reshared or reposted. And it just grew and grew and grew, and it got quite a lot of traction.
It would have been really exciting to watch it and start seeing that hashtag pop up all the time.
Yeah.
And go, okay, well, look, it's working. People are
It
starting
was
to.
so exciting. And I had like the official launch in like October of 2017. And I remember it must have been June 2018 and we'd reached 20,000 hashtags. So it had been used 20,000 times on Instagram. And I was like, I remember to this day saying a speech, and I remember the Townsville Enterprise hashtag Townsville Shines had been used about 250,000 times at that point.
Yeah.
And I kind of went, we're going to be there one day. I'm going to set my, I'm going to do this.
Because that was a great campaign.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a Townsville Shines post for, I don't know,
A while.
couple of
No,
years.
me either.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
And now that hashtag, the Support Local Townsville hashtag has been used like over 330,000. So we did get there with the support of.
And it's still going.
It's still going.
It's still going.
It's still
I
going.
see it all the time. And people are sharing it. It's everywhere.
Yeah. So it just was a way of networking without networking. I then started to go to every single networking event that I could. If there was a Chamber of Commerce coffee, if there was a Townsville Enterprise mixers function, if there was a Townsville Business Women's Circle lunch or dinner, or if there was any sort of charity event, I thought this is how I can just get out and start to meet people.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And I just pushed everything on social media.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So and it's work. And they're the 3 big events you would go to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I got to meet people and then I got to learn about people. I started volunteering for the Daniel Morecambe Foundation, and that was a big stepping stone because I got access to a lot of people through volunteering through bigger charities. Access in the sense of just having a conversation with people that I probably would never have had the chance to meet or and I guess it kind of validated my experience. I'd sort of been out of the working industry for I hadn't been working for a while. So I had kids, had been traveling. I didn't know people in Townsville. So I sort of thought I need to prove to people that I can build a brand. Yeah. And then I always had it in the back of my head, I'm going to teach people how to use social media. So once I launched Support Local Townsville and got a bit of a credibility behind me, I decided to launch a workshop. And so I teamed up with a local production company and we did a lot of stuff for the small business, for Small Business Month. We got a lot of government grants and we could host little workshops. So I started off by hosting little workshops in lunch hours where people would come to learn a little bit about how they could, use social media.
Yeah, what channel might
in
be
their
the best
business.
one for them.
Yeah, so that's how it started. And I think I'd love to calculate how many businesses I've actually had because the workshops got bigger.
You have to do that
got
one day.
longer.
Yep.
It would have to be over thousands because they're all in my email database and there's thousands of emails in there. I then got asked to present at different groups. So I did a lot of talking circuits in that initial few years because it was so new that people just said, people need to know this. And then other people were popping up and doing, similar things. So I thought this is great because we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
And Townsville has just embraced it.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's 100% a real thing.
It
and
is.
Build brand, and brand building, not just like company profiles, but personal brands become a big thing off that, especially off social media.
Personal branding's everything. And I think it sets the bar for you outside of an organisation that you might work for. You're setting yourself up for the future. In case you want to move, if you want to move jobs or move businesses or do whatever, you as a person I think is really important to share.
Yeah.
And as somebody who I'm open book. If people ask me anything, I will give it to them. I will tell them anything. But I'm also mindful of, I think over the years I shared a lot of stuff about my kids. I do get mindful of that now. I pull back a little bit from oversharing and I sometimes like to keep a bit of my life private because it's the private stuff. It's not because I don't want to share it, but it's more so my eldest is now, he's 16 now. And I look at how much he was involved in so much when he launched a Support Local a Support Local Townsville, with Kids Edition.
Yeah, wow.
He was on ABC Radio, but he loved to do it at that time. But now he's 16. He's got
different pursuits and he wants to do different things.
And he's like, Mum, shame. I was 12 and I thought that was really cool then, but I don't like that now. And I sort of think, we're sharing so much stuff about our kids on socials because we're proud of them and we want to share that. But it's like your parents bringing out a baby album.
Oh, it would be too.
How embarrassing. Yeah. I know that there's been incidents where, even Zach's teachers have said they might have been friends or with me on Facebook or come across photos of him and said, I saw a photo as a baby. And I kind of thought, wow, these kids didn't have a choice about that stuff being put out there. So I guess in that space, we're learning about how much we can share about our private life.
And I think that's as you grow too, like
Yep.
time and season. Like I look back, or sometimes you'll see a post that you did like from, I don't know, 12 years ago or something like that when Facebook
So
first
cringe.
started. They're so cringe. And there was like these little cards or like little memories or whatever it was at the time, or like a little status.
Yep.
Because and it's like, oh, that delete.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to pop
I don't
up
want it to
again
pop back
next
up.
year. I don't, that's gone, that kind of thing. And I think it's just like, and you know, I don't know, you go through one event, or like you might have your first baby and you want to post all about that because you're super excited, but then the next one comes along and you think, well, hey, maybe it's just more about us, and we'll let the world know about that when you run into someone later on.
Yeah,
You might
that's
see them in
right.
the street and you go, hey, I didn't know you're pregnant. You go, okay, I don't post everything on there.
We did that with
kind
our
of thing.
third child because we were in the media a lot when we were ambassadors, and I had I was a travel writer. I had a contract with Bauer Media Group, so I was writing for, Caravan and Motorhome magazine, and our faces were everywhere.
Yeah.
And I kind of was really shocked when I fell pregnant. It was definitely not a planned pregnancy. It was totally accidental.
Yeah.
Even though we know how it happened, it wasn't planned. I freaked out, and I just thought, I'm not going to tell anyone I'm pregnant. I'm just going to hold this baby. I just need to mentally come to terms with the fact that I'm going to have 3 kids, and it was never in my plan to have 3 kids. And I remember having the baby, like having Will in hospital, and I said to my husband, I'm going to do a little post just to say. And so many people reached out like, oh my God, I didn't even know you're pregnant. And I said, well, clearly we haven't seen or spoken to each other in 9 months, because I didn't keep it a secret from people that saw me, but I did
you weren't
keep it.
hiding it, but it's just you're just not posting about it.
Totally kept it a secret on socials. And I thought that was so cool to keep something.
Yeah, I think it's really
between
cool.
us. Yeah.
And I think that's more a maturity thing than anything. Just as I've been going through it, like I love looking, and I don't know, I like being on socials, and I look through it, and marketplace and all that sort of stuff. But I don't post that much these days. But you do like to see, Instagram's a bit different because I like all the pictures and that sort of stuff when you post on there a fair bit. But
yeah, I think I spend about 76 hours a week on it. But I tell people that's my job, so I'm allowed to, and everything's research. So I've got to find the new trends. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, I think it's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
But hey, so like for social media and things, so if you are a small business or just someone starting out, or like you haven't done socials for a while, like what's how would someone get started, or what's a good channel that they should pick, like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram?
I am an absolute avid lover and supporter of Instagram. I love it. It's my favorite platform whatsoever. I think Facebook, a lot of people say Facebook's dying, but if you I look at all my stats from all of my clients, Facebook is not dying. Facebook is there. I think they each serve their own purpose. And I guess it depends who your demographic is. I've got a lot of clients, and because Facebook's been around for a lot longer, most people have already built following, or it's a lot easier to invite friends to like pages, and people that have interacted with your Facebook pages on a business platform. It's a lot easier to invite and engage with people. I love Instagram.
So
I love TikTok, but I would hate to manage a brand on TikTok. I think that's just because the clients that I work with now, I don't think that their consumers would benefit from TikTok.
Yeah, so TikTok, like more younger people?
I reckon it is,
streaming,
I think it's absolutely got a purpose.
Yeah.
The same as YouTube and YouTube Shorts. I think they've all got a purpose. And if you've got the time, the money, because let's face it, business owners' time is money. So even though it doesn't cost you anything if you're running it yourself, but if you want to, invest in quality content, then you need to hire professionals to do that. Yeah. If you want to be present on the platform, you can't just start a platform and leave it. I'm a big thing, and just do what you can do in your sort of capacity.
Yeah, but be consistent with it.
And that's the thing, you have to be consistent. You can't just expect build it, they will come.
Yeah.
You have to And the other thing I've seen in a lot of consumer trends is people want to know who you are. People want to see the faces behind a business. People in North Queensland care about where they're spending their money. If they go to a restaurant, they want to know, okay, you look at the successful restaurants around here. You've just had big chats with Michael Bryan from A Touch of Salt. Their restaurant is based on how strong that family's presence is in that restaurant. People know that they're supporting local business. It's a family business. And that makes your
100%. And the thing with those guys, like they tell a story. Like they tell a story about where the food comes from, where the producer comes from, where they get their beef from, where they get their local honey from.
Exactly.
That sort of thing. And they come in and you can tell a story about that, and you can connect with that. And if you're connecting with where it comes from, you can talk to the people and you can sell that. And people buy in.
Absolutely. And Michael and Mark are classic examples of how their social media, they would share things about food. They hardly put their face on there. Yep. And then they've got, I can't think of her name. I think it's Ariana. Is it Ariana? What's her name? Anyway, they ended up having a staff member that then took over their socials, and she encourages Michael to get on socials, Mark's face to get on. And I look at their engagement and things because of their pushing, because people want to know the story.
Yeah, and you see a peek behind the curtain. And when you see him out the back cooking or he's doing something, you go, and people go, oh, that's really cool. I like that.
Absolutely.
And suddenly you get likes, and then you get shares, and it all sort of grows from there. But just a picture of a plate
of food.
People go, oh, that looks amazing, and they'll click it. But seeing the people behind. And same with us in real estate. Like, everyone posts like just solds or just listeds and all that sort of thing, and they probably get minimal engagement, honestly. Like real estate agents think we love it, and everyone post it up, but you don't get a lot. But if you put one up with a family or yourself in there, and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's him, or that's peek behind the curtain, or
because it's a story.
Yeah, some of the social clips we've been doing now are getting better engagement than the I guess the more polished versions that we're doing and stuff. Like it's a bit of a walkthrough, or we'll talk about a certain point in a house, or we'll describe what we're doing here, or we'll talk about what we've done to get the house ready and things like that, and a bit of a peek. And people go, okay, well, I understand that, I get that, and they can buy into it, whereas it's just showing what's there.
And I think consumer buying behaviour has changed, and I think people are a lot more aware of now what is an ad.
Yeah.
And I think people, because social is being used so much by businesses, people don't want to see an ad. No. It's like, why would you watch, when you watch mainstream TV and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got to sit through ads. No one loves ads, but you want to build a connection with people. And so I try and teach people that social media it's not a selling media. It's building connections, building networks, being present. And then a lot of people who are not familiar with social media will think, I can just pop a post up and then that's it. There's so much more behind social media than posting. It's answering every DM. It's replying to comments. It's creating further engagement, being aware of who's coming through and actually caring. I take notes of people that if I've never met them and they've made a comment on my socials, I put notes, like things in my notes thing about people, and like, okay, so I met Matt today, and and I'll put dot points so I can remember little key things about you. So then if we meet again and I know that we're going to bump into each other, I can quickly read and go, okay, let's list some key things about this person. So it builds that even deeper connection. Yeah, because no one wants to be sold anything.
No, nothing at all.
Unless they want to if they want to buy something, people will be referred to a website or a buying platform. Social media to me is the billboard. It's this is us as a brand, and this is who we are. Yeah. And I think it's really important to for businesses to even now, it's so hard to get good staff, is that you build that brand so people know they want to work with you. Yeah. It's not just about, they sell. I do marketing and social media for a car dealership, right? Could I just put a photo up of a car every day? This car's for sale. This car's for sale. This car's for sale.
Off that pretty quickly.
Boring. Yeah. Whereas if you tell the story about the people behind the brand, it gets a lot better engagement. People's birthdays, what do they do to their staff? And at least if other people in the industry are looking for work, they go, actually, we see so much of this business posting about what they actually do for their staff, that they're there for their birthdays, that they're there for the milestones. They've got people that have been there for 50 years, for 60 years. If people have got that kind of employee retention, that must be a great business to work for.
Yeah, I'm going to go and talk to them.
Absolutely.
I want to buy from them.
Yeah.
And I'm connecting with them because they are nice people.
Yeah. So I think that's why personal brand has really stepped up.
Yeah.
But I think in North Queensland, you must have a Facebook and Instagram page.
And
Absolutely.
I think engagement too, because how nice is it, like, you know, if you ever DM'd someone or spoke to someone that you like admire and it's someone out of the blue you don't really know, and then they've liked your comment or they've typed back and said, oh, hey, Matt, that's awesome. Thanks very much. Or whatever. And you think, holy crap, I just actually talked to that guy. And he's like, hey, look, he actually replied.
Yeah. And I think that's the big thing about social media is that we are now connected to everyone. And I think even LinkedIn, I should spend a lot more time on LinkedIn, but I just don't have the capacity to.
No, and I think back in the day, people looked at LinkedIn like a corporate dating site.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were just clicking on photos that people thought were.
Corporate Tinder.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way. That's a good way to find someone, I guess. You could see, maybe you could like search and say they've got to earn more than this amount of money or something.
Yeah, look up the profile there.
Yeah.
Let's click on them.
But I even remember LinkedIn when it first started, and after we'd stayed in Townsville for a little bit, we'd sold our caravan and decided to stop traveling. We had a wedding to go to in Perth. Yeah. And I thought, you know what? Because I'd been a travel writer and I was still writing and stuff, I thought, I'm going to reach out to Apollo Motorhomes. So I Googled who was this general manager or the CEO of Apollo Motorhomes, and I'm going to send him a message on LinkedIn. Yeah. So I sent him a LinkedIn message and said, hey, I'm Kellie. I've been a travel blogger for a while. I sent some links to work that I'd done and stuff like that. And he replied, CC'd the marketing manager in and say, Kellie's coming over. Let's do some work with her. And I thought, years ago, you would never have had that opportunity. You would have rung someone, you would have got their secretary or their PA, and they would not have let you through to talk to them. Whereas now you've got the power to reach out.
Yeah, and talk to the people directly.
Yeah.
And if they choose.
Which is way cool.
It was really cool.
I get really excited if you like the Broncos, for instance. We've recently had the grand final that you can actually congratulate a player and they will go, oh my God, thanks for your support. I'm like,
that's
wow.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone is a lot more accessible.
Yeah. Which also on the flip side can also be really, really bad.
Yeah, it could be scary.
I have a lot of DMs that I never reply to that I had to put an automatic message up because the way Instagram changed when you tag businesses, because everyone tags my page, it'll send me a DM and I just look through my DMs. I'm like, I can't even keep up.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And do you think that's why I think, with the blue ticks now, like with the verifications with the Insta, and I think that they will have that sort of cut through because you'd look at those and go, okay, it's not a scam, it's a real person. And if you had a bunch of those in your inbox, you'd probably go to those first because they look like real people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Messages, so
so there is I see all the positives of socials, but I also see the challenges that people face with socials because we are available all the time. Yeah. I think people's expectations, I think people who don't run business have a very different view of what should be expected and what is good customer service. People don't believe that businesses run now from 9 to 5. Businesses are available to everyone 24 hours a day. And if you don't respond within a certain time, but I think as a business, you need to communicate that too. You need to communicate and set your boundaries to your consumers so they know this is when I can contact them and this is, when I'll get a response.
Yeah, and I think that started back when people were tracking pizzas. Know what I mean? You'd order a pizza and then you think, it's coming. It's going through the cooker and then it's jumping in the car and then it's going to be here in a couple of minutes. And if you're super hungry, you'd be looking.
And then Dougie Boy would rock up at your house.
It was one of the best commercials ever.
Yeah.
He did really well with Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I miss Pizza Hut.
Yeah. They should actually, and Sizzler.
Yeah, I love Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's why I thought when you do those sort of, I sort of lost my track for a minute. And then when you put something in a basket, and you track it, and then it turns up. Everyone's tracking everything, so everyone wants everything like
today, and we're not learning any patience because we've got so much information at the ready. But I think the big thing is with especially small businesses, people that do it all themselves. So it's people who are running their pages by themselves. It's people running their business, doing their bookwork, pretty much I do that with my business and our concreting business, so I know what it's like to get overwhelmed. I think you really need to set healthy boundaries, and I think anyone can suffer from burnout. And I think it's making sure that your platforms are set up right. There's so many automations available that you can, you can reply certain answers to people if they've said comments, and you can use those keywords, but there's still so many people that just don't know that that's all available within the platforms.
And if someone sat down with you or some like, and you look at, okay, for the next month, like say you do a day, 1 or 2 days content, or you film a couple hours worth, and then you can cut it down into clips and schedule it for the next month. Yeah, you go, okay, well, instead of worrying about it all the time or waking up in the morning and thinking, oh, what am I going to post today? And you think, because I think one of the things why I stopped posting back in the day was like, I hated writing captions.
Yeah, right.
Because you'd put a nice photo on. What do I say about that? Because I hated writing them, so I pretty much stopped posting.
Right. That's so interesting, because I'm someone that doesn't care at all. So even if I put an emoji in the caption, or like, even though I teach people, make sure you're using keywords and make sure you're using hashtags, I do not follow my own, because I'm so natural at just going word, boom, or
just getting it out there.
But people overthink social media so much.
And that's what I used to do back then. So I just stopped doing it. But
through all my workshops, it wasn't teaching people the skill, it was teaching people the confidence to say, put your face out there, let people get to know who you are. But I guess you can't teach people how to be in front of a camera even.
And that's just time and doing it. And just getting through that pain barrier, because it is uncomfortable being in front of the camera. It's just hard, because you think, well, do I sound like that, or do I look like that, or what am I doing with my hands over here? That kind of thing. And
see, I don't care about all that. I'm just like, put yourself out there. If people like you, they do. If they don't, oh, well, see ya.
And that's probably just like, were you always like that back at the start, or did you sort of grow with that?
I think I fluctuate. I think I've had I've always been a pretty confident person. I've always been happy at public speaking. But I do look back at the initial media things that I did, especially with the news. And I would do interviews, and as soon as that camera was up, boom, I was like, just
like
couldn't
deer in the
speak.
headlights.
I just would fumble my words. I would say things, and I used to hate the way that I was edited, and I didn't understand the media so much that, the news would record you for 5 to 10 minutes, and then they'd put 10 seconds and they'd put the wrong comment on, and then you are misconstrued, or what you're saying is. I remember them doing it after the floods once, and I went on the news, and then I watched it that night being excited, and I went, oh my God, I sound like such a dill. Why did I say that?
Why did they take that one comment out of all the cool stuff that I said?
But there's a lady, Jane Jesberg. She's the manager of the Rix Hotel in Charters Towers, and she actually worked at Channel 7. And I remember she came to a business in Townsville. We were launching the social media small business month things, and we were traveling around Queensland doing it. So it was a big deal. And Jane interviewed me, and I'd been friends with her for years in Charters Towers, and she gave me some really good tips, and it was just speak in sentences and then pause. I think we get nervous and we just keep talking. But when you're editing, it's really hard to edit mid-sentence. So slow down your speech. So a lot of the training that I've done with businesses, I've actually implemented what Jane taught me too, because it's putting your face out there. But the only way you're going to get better at it is by keep doing it. Some people can't do it. Some people, and I do say to some businesses, don't put yourself out there, because if you lack any confidence, you can actually come across as being, I guess, people will see you
differently.
So it is a tough one for people that don't have that. I can't teach creativity. That's a really hard thing to teach. But you can call in experts to help you too.
Just call someone in, have a talk, and you can go, okay, well, these are the things and I think if someone was nervous, like, they just have to talk about what they know. And then just practice.
Absolutely.
They could walk around the house, or they could film themselves talking, or whatever it might be, and they could go, okay, well, that was okay, that was bad, that was cringe, don't do that. Maybe try it again. And then they'll get better.
But we don't need to be perfect. And I think there's this illusion that, if you're seen to be less than perfect, then you're not good at what you do, or you're not. But it's like people that connect, I find the less perfect I am, or that try to be perfect, that word perfect, the more authentic you are, the more real you are, people actually engage with you a lot more because they're like, oh my God, she's so normal. Like, maybe I'm not normal, but you know what I mean? Like,
you can
I'm not
connect with
being
that.
pretentious, or I'm not like, oh, hello, I'm groomed every day. Like, I'm happy to go onto my socials looking like a mess because I am half of my life a mess. I have 3 boys who are very active. My life is all over the place. So I'm happy to share little snippets of that because I don't have my crap together. Like, I don't, and I think people connect with you on different ways. Maybe if you're a surgeon, don't do that because people might. I just snorted. Maybe if you're a surgeon, don't do that. But I guess in different industries, people just want to see the real you.
Yeah, they want to know who they're dealing
Yeah.
with. They want to peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And one of the things, do you know Nick Bowditch? Have you heard of him?
Nick Bowditch.
Yeah, he's he used to work for Twitter, Facebook. He's down in Terrigal. He's a marketing guy, social media dude, but also does a whole bunch of other stuff. Really nice guy. And one of the things that he sort of talks about is, like with Toastmasters, you go and you're worried about speaking and you count all your ums and ahs and that sort of thing. And he's like, well, look, I don't know if that's a great idea or not. Look, just be yourself. And if you're and it doesn't matter. And it's more about, he talks about like story selling, like, not just story like telling, but if you've got something, and people connect with stories. They connect with who you are. And I think it is about story selling.
It absolutely is.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like talking about like, personal brand and business brands.
Yep.
How do businesses should manage the two of them, separately or to get like the overlap?
I think the difference in personal and business branding is it depends on the industry. For someone who's in a service-based industry, I think you can connect the two quite easily. Yeah. But someone who's in a product-based industry, it's a lot harder because you've got a product, obviously, you're not the person, but I guess you've got to then build your expertise as to why you're selling or, why you've created that particular product. I guess as a real estate agent, for instance.
Yeah, good example.
For you, great example. But don't other real estate agents use this? I think it's really good. Like, you obviously work under a licensee. So you've got your real estate market and then you've got your personal brand. If you don't own the business, it's a really good opportunity to build your personal brand in case you want to move agencies or licenses. I think that it gives you an insight. I think you can do cross promotions. And let's face it, when you start a personal type brand, it's your friends and family that support you first, isn't it? You would hope.
Oh, 100%.
So you've got grandma following, or you've got, aunts and uncles following, and they might not be your consumer. Yeah. So even though it's great to be followed and supported by those people, they're usually also our biggest critics.
Yeah.
So I always say to people, it's really good to be supported by your family and friends. But if you're at a family barbecue and someone's mocking you because you're showing your face on socials, or they're doing something that they might not know anything about, you've always got to have it in the back of your head that they're not your consumer. And I did this. I have a classic example was a friend of mine, actually someone who may be in this building that we're recording in. And we did a fun reel once. And this was years ago. And it may or may not have been their teenage daughter said, oh my God, that's so cringe.
Yeah.
And so that comment came back and I said, well, that's okay. That's not your demographic. She's not your demographic. So I think you've got to really distance yourself from being critiqued by people that aren't your consumers, for starters. I think the personal brand and business, but like I said, it's a really product first service. My personal brand is me. My business is me. I don't have anybody working for me. Yeah. I don't have someone I can outsource things to from like the day-to-day stuff. People say to me, hire someone to help you, or I don't want to do that because then I'm accountable for that person's salary. I'm accountable to then, if I don't want to work for a few days, I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm responsible for that. So I think I'm lucky because you what you see is what you get. I'm not trying. I've just built up my reputation, and I did that. I did have a personal page, which was my travel page, and then I started Support Local from scratch. Now they're kind of cross, but now I felt like I was losing my identity a little bit, and I didn't want to overshare on the Support Local page.
No, you don't want to, because then it's like
I didn't want it to be, it's like the Kelly show, and I didn't want it to be that. So I've got now my two separate brands because I wanted to be able to share a little part of my personal life on a platform that was more personal. If people want to follow the personal side, they can.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones,
and that'd be more friends and family and things like that too that you've got
and
on
people
that
that followed us when we were traveling, 12 years ago. So we made connections from everywhere. So it's a lot more personal on the one side, but it's an open public page too. So
and getting I was just thinking about because I guess sometimes with family and friends and things, if they are watching people like trying to get out there, do social media, they can be some of the, I guess, the toughest critics, but they think they're helping, or they
come from a good place.
Good place, but if someone is worried about that and they're going, well, if they don't like it or if they think it's cringe, then maybe we shouldn't.
Especially people like my parents. Like, my parents are really supportive of me, but they also grew up, I grew up without social media. They don't even know what social media is. When people say to them, what does Kelly do for work? They don't know. Like, I don't really know either, but they sort of have no idea. Like, oh, I don't know, she does something with Facebook. So they just don't understand. And I think even some things that they've said to me, I'm like, thanks guys. Like, I think, but it's not out of a place of being awful. They don't know.
They just don't get it.
Yeah. But I think running two separate accounts for business and personal brand is a really important thing. I think you've got control over it, so you're not being misconstrued any other way because you're in control of what you can put out there. You can connect with different people, and then you build. The reason why Support Local Townsville changed to Support Local with Kelly, because for years I then built this brand around Support Local Townsville.
And then did everyone start?
Everyone thought I was funded by someone, that it had to be. They were like, who the hell would spend all this time doing all this for free?
Yeah.
Who would do that in their right mind? No one. Me, I did. So people thought that it was funded by council. People thought it was a government initiative. And it was black and white. The logo was because I wanted to keep everything neutral. Yeah. And then so people then would call me the Support Local Townsville girl. That's what I was called. Yeah. And then it got to a point where people started saying, you're Kellie Stephenson. It's so nice to meet you. And I'm like, oh my God, people know me by name. Yeah. This is cool. So that's when I decided, okay, I need to build that brand. It is me. It's not changing. I'm not selling it. No one else can do it because no one else does it like I wanted it to be. I would never sell the platform. I would never. It's my baby. If it stops when I die. Yeah. So let's change it to me because it is me behind me.
Yeah. And it's a business now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's grown into a big business now. Not big in the sense of it's big and it's at capacity.
Yep.
So now I work with clients more on a retainer type basis, and I just really focus on helping them with their marketing, and I don't do advertising. It is marketing. It's building their brand, helping them with socials, giving them guidance on what they can do on a day-to-day basis with their marketing budgets.
Yeah. What's talking about marketing budget? What would be a good budget and
Oh, look, if $1 million a year would be great. And then if I was getting that $1 million a year, I think I have no budget when it comes to my personal marketing. And I think it depends on what audience you want to reach. I've built social media. I've never paid for ads. I don't do any sponsored posts. What I teach people is organic, and organic marketing comes from putting yourself out there and being authentic. There is absolutely a spot for sponsored ads and advertising campaigns through social media, but I don't do that. That is, to me, advertising. Yeah. I guess I see myself as more of a brand specialist on helping people to build the confidence to network and then do it digitally as well.
Yeah, because the organic reach means so much more than
it does.
A paid ad.
I agree.
And I find when we do a paid ad, because we do them all the time for houses when they pop up, we got a great social media campaign and we put that out there.
Yep.
And they get, like, the engagement is like through the roof. But when I go and put my own up, I might get one or two, like
Yeah.
a couple of family members liking
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I do a paid one, suddenly that reach
Yeah,
is,
absolutely.
yeah.
And you're selling something, so that is advertising.
Yeah, so that's why.
People aren't watching TV, they're watching their phone. So that's why. And I guess it depends if you're, there's so many places to advertise and market businesses now. Like it's not just social media, it's YouTube ads. You can sponsor podcasts. So you've really got to tap into where your consumers are and then what money is like, I work with people that have got $100,000s of dollars to spend on marketing campaigns, but where are we, like, what are we doing with that? So I always say, talk to the specialist in those advertising groups and see what they can offer you, see what sort of, I guess, return on investment that you can get for those, billboards, TV. I'm a big thing about sponsorships, massive into sponsorships, because I believe that you proving as a business that you align yourself with a community group or a charity can do more for your, your professional or personal brand.
Yeah, if you're sitting out there sponsoring like under 5 soccer or something like that, all the mum and dads are going to see it.
And even as small businesses, I don't have a marketing budget, so to speak. I just pick and choose, but it's actually affordable for me to sponsor those. So if they say we need a new kit for our kids, it might be $500 or $800. And I think, okay, so what I do is I say, yes, I can do that, but and then I can design the shirt. So I think, okay, where am I going to put my logo? Where are parents taking photos? Where are there people are going to see it when they're walking around the shopping centre after sport or before sport? So there's lots of different ways that even people with littler budgets can really put their brand out there and be seen as supporting the community, which obviously is a big thing for me.
It's a huge thing. And when people are putting their brands out for community, and talking about like KPIs, what are some like the KPIs people should be looking at against the like vanity ones where you think, oh yeah, I'm getting heaps of looks, but what sort of, I guess, what metrics matter more than others?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I don't actually care about the metrics. I actually encourage business owners and myself to connect with things that matter to you.
Yeah.
And don't ever make it I want to generate this from that.
Yeah.
Which is probably that's probably why I'm not in advertising. This is probably why I'm into branding and marketing, because I feel like the more genuine you are, it will come back tenfold.
Yeah.
I think if you've got no expectation, then whatever you do receive back is something that's positive.
Yeah.
I don't ever donate to a charity thinking, oh, great, I want to be seen to have bought that, or I want to go to that event because I want to be seen at the event, or I've bought auction items at charity events, not even caring what the item was, knowing that I'm making a donation to the charity. I don't actually care. I'm not buying something. I've had conversations about, we were buying this particular thing. And I was like, we're not buying that. You're donating to a charity. So you either care about that charity or you know.
Yeah.
So I'm probably the wrong person to ask if there's any sort of set KPIs. Of course, you want to get your brand out there. And for people with bigger brands, you want to have some sort of, where are people going to see that brand? Where are people going to align with? It's not a syndrome of, a lot of people have, tall poppy syndrome that, that person's everywhere, but that's what retains that. When you're seeing logos, when you're seeing, things on billboards, when I'm at a soccer, my kids play soccer, if I'm there on a Saturday, the first thing that I do is when I'm walking around all the ovals, I look at what signs are up. And then I think, okay, if I needed an electrician, I saw an electrician, they give back to community sports, they're going to be the first business that I call.
Yeah.
And I guess that's all about empowering local and making sure that I'm supporting businesses that are actually giving back to the community.
Yes. So you'd pick and choose where you'd put it, because a lot of people, I think social media is where like you'd put your money as far as advertising and things like that go. But yeah, pick it and where you choose for different things.
There's so much out there.
There's so
Billboards, airport, digital, there's just so much. There's so much. And it's just got to all correlate. I think that, you can dabble into doing different things, but it's also make sure you've got an overall plan. And don't think of social media as, cool, I'm going to do a post today and I'm going to sell out tomorrow. That takes work and time, just like anything. Social media is most definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint race. You're not going to just get there and achieve results. The only person that can do that is Kim Kardashian or Taylor Swift. But they haven't done it overnight either. They built a network and a brand over years and years and years. So I guess it's just
Yeah, and I think you look
keep
at it
going.
like a menu. Like you get all
Yeah.
these different menu items out there, and you
Yep.
just bring them into your program when you want it.
Yep.
You have this item and this item, put them together, and
Yeah.
just try it and see how it goes, see what sort of engagement you get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and give it a go and stop overthinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop overthinking your captions.
Yeah. Well,
Just post.
Chat
Just post.
GPT, I've helped with that. Some captions, but yeah, I hated captions. They were the worst.
Because you're overthinking it, and
Yeah.
you probably want it to be perfect, and but you can, guess what? You can edit it.
Yeah, and now I don't know. I don't worry so much, and it's probably even when we started the podcast first, like when we started the first few episodes and things like that.
Yep.
Like, yeah, super nervous, really worried about whatever, but now not so worried.
Yeah.
No, it's just
It just takes time and
yeah,
practice.
it's just that's it. It's just time, practice, and
Yep.
putting yourself through the uncomfortable stuff that you don't like doing, and then suddenly you're good at it, because no one's a professional at the start.
No way. No way.
No one's great. No one wakes up and they're good at whatever they're doing.
No.
It takes years to be able to be an expert at something.
It sure does.
So it's just practice. Just time and
Absolutely.
season and practice.
Yep.
Yeah, I think.
Yep.
So. What kind of partnerships, co-promos, are the best win-wins for people? Like when you're lining up a business and a promo together, what do you think like matches best?
I think anything to do promotionally when it comes to collaborating with business to business or business to community group, I'm all about the power of collaboration. I've seen some remarkable results from people that work together, even same industries working together. I don't think there's anything more sexy or admirable than seeing two industries who are competing for the same customer working together.
Yeah.
I think there's something really confident about it and just shows that you're not scared. You know, you've probably got a point of difference against somebody else, but I love seeing that. I think that's a really cool
That's a good
thing.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't really see that at all in our industry.
I think Townsville was a small town
Yeah.
and it's growing.
Yeah.
And I think people that have been here for a long time probably are of the mindset that, oh my God, if I don't make this deal and that person does, then I might. Whereas I think I'm learning as the years go on, we're getting much bigger. There's a lot of opportunity.
I think
we
so.
can all thrive.
And do you think, and I think that's where I think like small towns or regional towns have it over a bigger city like that.
Yeah.
Because like in a big city, you can get lost, or like in the wash of a city, like there's so many people, so many brands, that sort of thing. But yeah, small city, you've got a real opportunity to stand out.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah.
But we've got enough. I think we've got enough here. There's a lot of influential people in Townsville. There's a lot of people doing remarkable things in business. There's a lot of money in Townsville.
Sure is.
There's a lot of money. And that's come from, you know, there's generational businesses here. There's new founders here. There's people with a lot of drive that make Townsville so remarkable. And if you've witnessed any of that, I think that there's enough to go around. I think and competition is awesome. If there was no competition, you've got nothing to strive against.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been cloned, I haven't cloned. My platform people have tried to recreate the platform time and time and time again. People have reached out to me like, I'd like to do this, but I'll do it from this angle, or I'd like to, I'm like, mate, go to town. The more people that we've got positively talking about Townsville makes us all better.
Oh, the better.
I don't care. Go to town. I don't think people realize how much time I've put personally into the platform. I don't think people it's a full-time job for that growth. But we can all succeed.
Yeah.
You know, like I've always encouraged people, give it a go.
Just give it a go. Just give it a crack. You don't know what will happen.
No, you don't.
And you don't want to die one.
Yeah, I don't get threatened by people though, and I think I'm just confident in what I do. I've got a very unique skill set. I've worked in a lot of different industries, which gives me a different, I guess, point of difference against other people. And no one really offers what I offer.
Yeah.
There's people pop up that do similar things, which I'm so grateful for, because we need that as a city and as a region.
As an industry.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, 100%. Does posting every day work, or is there a smarter way to be consistent?
Oh, I think that's a tough one. I say for my retail clients, make sure you've got at least a story up every day. Make sure that you've got that. I see it as social media is like a billboard. Would you leave the billboard blank? No.
Yeah, good idea.
You wouldn't. So always make sure there's a story up there. I don't think you need to post or create reels every day unless it's something that you find comfortable in doing. You can easily do 2 posts a week, but always have those stories. Always have something active and engaging on your story.
That's a really good point because I live in stories. Like you
love
scroll
stories.
a little bit, but the people up front, I watch so many stories, and then I'm out. Like I jump on Insta, I'll be doing whatever, and say I'm showing a house.
Yep.
I'm waiting 2 minutes. I'm waiting for the buyer to turn up. They're not there, and you just jump on socials and you just scroll across stories.
And why do you think that
and then
is?
I click out.
People post more authenticity on their stories than they would on a post because it's only up there for 24 hours.
Cool.
So people left their guard down. So that's what people find more interesting. So I always say, make sure something's on your stories.
Yeah, a story a day.
And post at different times of the day on your stories. So if you're going to do a story is a story.
Yeah.
A story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So post a story. I'm about to do some open houses today in the morning. You can post at 8. So people going on your platform, if their platform at 8, your story is going to be one of their first ones to show up.
Yeah, and then
Do the middle of the story. Oh my God, I've just done 3. This is my 3rd for the day. Midway through, just having a break in the car. I'm eating something from
wherever.
Get a Better Burger or whatever. Like tag Get a Better Burger, and like use that power of collaboration. That's the middle of the story. So if people have gone on socials in the middle of the day, you've got your story up the thing. And then nighttime, it's like, oh my God, I'm pooped, cracking open a beer from Townsville Brewery. You know what I mean? Like it's keeping people engaged. It's telling a little bit of a story, but that's why stories are so engaging because people put their guard down.
Yeah, and then people share the stories, like especially if you're tagging someone like that. Because how many times do you see? And I've seen it's like
so much.
What's that movie where it's like it's all into. It's like like a hall of mirrors sort of thing. Like 3 of them shared, and it's just like shared by everyone. It's
I've got a raffle going at the moment to raise money for Fuel for Schools, and Gordon Tallis shared it on his story.
Yeah, wow.
I know, like Gordon Tallis.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gordy. But you know what I mean? Like the power of socials is that, that can happen.
Yeah, there's no way you wake up in the morning and think Gordon Tallis is going to share my story.
No, and he was on because he's on NRL 360, and I remember him sharing a story of me in Townsville because we did something with his brand, totally going off track. And I said to my kids, my 3 boys, we were watching it together, and I'm like, I'm actually on Gordon Tallis's Instagram story right now. And they're like, as if, Mum, why would Gordon Tallis put you on his Instagram? And I brought up Instagram, and I'm like,
look, there we are.
Look.
Yeah, up there.
And they were like, cool, you're so cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is cool. But you just don't know who's going to share it. And that's why I say, like, you can put a little bit of strategy in. Like, I do a lot of strategy. Yeah. I go into, like, making sure that there's locations, there's hidden hashtags, there's everything. But
I think that's a really good way. Because people don't do that. Like I don't do that with stories. Like
I do.
Like
and I do it for all my clients too. And I never schedule posts. Everything I do is authentic from the time and just what I'm thinking at that time. I put myself into that mindset of, well, what would consumers be looking at? And I think that's where someone who's got the strategy or experience, like if you clock off at 5 or 6, but your consumers are on, like I look at my consumer spending and I think if I'm scrolling online, I'm doing it after my kids are in bed. So I do marketing for a retailer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when are their mums looking at socials? So I post on their stories at 9 o'clock when I know that they're sitting on their couch.
Well, often that's the same with us.
Yeah.
Like I often get inquiries at like say 4:45 in the afternoon where people are sick at work. They jump on realestate.com and go, oh, that's pretty nice. I'll shoot one off for that. And then it goes quiet again. But then come 9 o'clock at night when dinner's done and kids are in bed and they're scrolling again.
And I DM all my customers, like on all my pages that I manage, I will DM them at that time.
Yeah.
I always have an auto response to say these are the times that we'll get back to you in business hours. But I'm like, if I'm online and someone's contacting me, I'm just going to have a chat to them and I'm going to say, look, I probably can't have the answer to you tonight, but I'll get back to you tomorrow. And then people go, oh my God, they contacted me. They actually care. So I think that's, I think my business especially it's most definitely not 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Most definitely not Monday to Friday.
100%.
Because Sunday's, I think, the highest engagement rate on Instagram. So I find posting between 4 and 6 p.m. on a Sunday is like, it's across so many different industries. It's massive. People have come back from if they've got a weekend away. People are like, whoa, I'm finally done with my hangover from last night. They're all scrolling Sunday afternoon. So I'm always on there and active for my clients on a Sunday.
And they're not at work. So they've got time to scroll and look around.
That's right.
Have to play on socials. Because socials, I don't know. It's just like watching TV.
It
Know
is.
what I mean? Like you're watching telly, you're relaxing, but
Yep.
yeah, these days you're scrolling and you're looking through a whole bunch of different stuff.
I'd rather watch socials than TV.
Yeah, because you're researching. Like you
Yeah.
might go, oh, and then suddenly you're researching Barbies and you're looking
Yeah.
at fishing. This
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
mine. But then-
Barbies. I like barbecues. I thought you meant like Barbie then.
No,
Like Barbie and
barbecues.
Ken. You could do that too.
Yeah, whatever you're into.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like a TV station, really.
It is.
It is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think, and that's why you look at your platform like that.
Yeah.
You look at, well, hey, I've got this great platform or whatever it is, and that's my TV show to the world.
Yeah.
And this is who we are.
So we need to entertain people.
Yeah.
We can't just be, hey, this is a bottle of water.
Yeah.
You should buy this bottle of water.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to go, like if you see this,
Yeah.
do you want to buy the bottle? Or it's like, oh my God, I've got a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's like
God,
the
it's
Jordan
so
Belfort thing.
refreshing.
Yeah.
People like, it can come alive that way, can't it?
Yeah, it still can. And it's all attitude around it. It's, yeah, you can make it exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
fun.
can.
Yeah, 100%. All right. So when I scroll Instagram and you see so many ads, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can you like ad placement or do things that aren't annoying?
How can you place an ad?
Yeah. Or you say
See, I don't do advertising, so I never run ad market. I never run ad campaigns.
Yeah.
That's a real specialty.
Okay.
But from a consumer perspective, I think you've really got to channel into your industry. What do they want?
Yeah, and just think about that.
What makes you stand out?
Okay.
What are people going to remember from that ad? Are they just going to be like, like if your targeted ad is for people that are looking for a house in a particular suburb,
Yeah.
they're going to want that ad. They're going to want to see that ad.
Yeah.
But what makes you any different from any other real estate?
Yeah.
I could buy a house through any real estate. So what makes me want to choose you? What's your purpose and intention of that ad? Is it to sell the house or is it to get your name out there? Okay. Is it to, if you've built your brand so high, there shouldn't be a question of wherever you're selling. It should just be, I need to buy a house. I don't really know what I want. I'm going to call Matt straight away.
Yeah.
So I guess that's with any industry. Like it should be like, I need a pair of jeans. Where am I going to go? I'm going to go where I've had good service, or I'm going to come up to that brand that is forefront in my mind. Or, oh my God, I saw something on Instagram and her butt looked really good in those jeans, so they're the ones that I want. Or, you know, that meal looked really good. People seem to be having such a fabulous time at that restaurant. That's where I'm going to book dinner this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So sell the experience, I think, more than, you know, like.
Yeah, then the product. So the experience. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Like a house, it's a 3-bedroom house and it's there. Okay, cool. There's lots of 3-bedroom houses. But I guess look at the other turning points of, is it close to schools? Is it close to the pubs?
Yeah.
Are you marketing to families? Are you marketing to singles? And then, yeah.
Right, so what's trending in Townsville right now? Like markets, pop-ups, shopping experiences. What's
I think everything trends in Townsville. I think we've really hit event season. So I think you can look at the calendar of the events through the winter, the cooler months, and there's so much on.
So much.
There's so much on. People get really sort of flanked, but we've only got that opportunity while we've got sunny skies. We're not in the wet season. It's cool enough to be outdoors without dying.
Yeah.
So I think you've really got to jump on the trends of what's happening and be really aware of what's happening around your region. I still am an avid. I get the paper delivered every Saturday and Sunday. I'm not in the market to buy a house, but I still will read the real estate guide. Yeah. I still flick front to back to see what's happening with local sport. I still look at what's happening in the local arts community. Is there any conflicting things that could be happening? And then you can jump on those. So you really need to understand what's happening in your community.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I get a lot of businesses who I consult to that will say, can you come and work for us full time? And I'm like, I'm so much more valuable working across different businesses because I'm more in tune of what's going on in different industries.
Yeah, what the general vibe is over the whole town.
And of course, everything evolves around the Cowboys season.
Yeah.
So you've really got to know when there's a home game, when the Cowboys are playing away or something, because or any event at the stadium is an absolute draw card if you're in the city or you want to do some cross promotions.
Yeah, great.
Markets and pop-ups.
Yeah.
Collaborations in markets have gone next level. It's awesome. It's so good to see.
Well, so many with Renegade and
Renegade, yep.
The pop-up food trucks.
Pop-up food trucks, yeah.
They've done fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
So Kelly, we've got a bit of a tradition on the podcast. Just before we wrap up,
Yep.
rapid fire questions.
Yep.
Up for it?
Yep.
Okay.
Always up for it.
All right. All right. First one's like a real estate one. So if you had unlimited funds, like where would you buy in Townsville?
Where would I buy in Townsville?
Yeah, do you have a favourite spot?
Can I pick 2 or 1?
Yeah, 2. Yeah, no rules.
I would probably want to live on the marina.
Yeah.
I love it down there.
It's so nice.
I love the Strand, so anywhere along the Strand would probably be good, or Magnetic Island.
Yeah. Well, that way you got 2.
'Cause I love
you
the
could go
island.
from the marina to the island on your boat.
But I also wouldn't pass up Kelso or like a big property at Alligator Creek or something as well, because then we could ride motorbikes and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe a unit at the Strand with my boat that can take me across to Magnetic Island with like a bigger acreage property out in the sticks a little bit.
Yeah.
I've got all the money in the world, you said.
Yeah, you can do anything you want.
I'm good. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, good choices.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
So usually I'd ask like what bush or beach, but that covers both. So
Yeah,
like,
definitely both. I need a bit of country, but I need a bit of sand and ocean.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Favorite Townsville coffee or brekkie spot?
Oh,
I don't know if you can say this or not because you support so many people, but do you have
I support everyone. Yeah. I think favorite coffee would probably be Good Morning Coffee Trader.
Yep.
They're my go-to every Thursday morning I drive through. Yeah. I love because I'm a brand ambassador for a car. So I drive in my different car, grab my coffee and go to my Thursday morning client, which is, so I think they're probably, but anywhere. Yeah. And I think maybe favorite breakfast would have to be Sunny at Heydays.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's wrong. Oh. Sunny at Happy Place on the Strand. He does awesome food, really fresh.
Happy Place? Which one?
Happy Place is next to Spirited Goat. Oh my God, Spirited Goat's also amazing.
Yep. Yeah, they're good there.
Oh, and also the place down there's so many.
Yeah. Okay.
So many. We're so blessed to have great food options in Townsville.
Okay, one local business you couldn't live without.
Donahue's. Oh. I'm a sucker for jeans, boots, belts, and cowboy hats.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
My favourite shop in town. So it's funny you say that.
I'm not saying that because they're one of my clients, but I'm saying that because I've shopped with them since I moved to Charters Towers. Yeah. I've shopped with them for, I moved up in 2006, so nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
Yep. I love them. I live in their clothes.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
I think anyone that knows me is going to laugh when they see this part. So.
Definitely my favourite.
The same. Yeah. All right. Instagram, Facebook, or Instagram, Facebook, or email. If you had to keep only one.
Instagram. Hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd do that as well.
Yeah.
Most underrated local product.
Underrated local product.
Yeah, that people don't know, that they should know about.
Oh, this is a hard one.
Because I think it would be like Townsville in general. I think people look at Townsville as like an underrated city, but I think it's the best city in town, like in Australia.
Yeah, like a product offering is the actual city itself. That's a very clever answer. Here I am thinking, oh my God, we've got like sunscreen developed here. Do you know that Rid is from Townsville?
I do actually.
And like, that's cool.
And that's a huge product.
It's massive. Yeah. Their headquarters are here. Yeah. There's lots of things that are from here. Like we've got some great coffee roasters as well. We've got great beer.
Yeah.
You know, like we've got breweries that make beer, gin distilleries, like vodkas. We really have got a plethora of businesses that people have known nothing about. So
I didn't know about the gin stuff until recently, and I saw a
massive
Instagram post.
Tan Lines Distillery. We've got the Heritage Bar doing stuff. Like there's so much.
Heritage are doing all their gins and things.
Yeah.
Like that. I didn't know they made it until recently, and I saw one of their posts pop up.
Yep.
Best community event you think Townsville has?
Best community event might be Derby Day in Flinders Lane. Duh. We started that event last year because I used to have a Support Local Townsville event every year, a big Christmas party where people or business orphans, I would call them, come together for you worked for yourself. And every year it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. We ended up hiring the stadium at one point. And then it was a mid-year event. But last year I had a chat with Martin Locke at Flinders Lane and we locked in Derby Day because there was no real big Derby Day events here and then weren't racing horses at Cluden, and it has definitely become my favourite community event that now it's become an annual
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a great event.
Yeah,
That's
massive event.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone likes dressing up. Everyone loves the horses. Everyone loves having a punt. Everyone loves getting
Food.
together. Good food.
Dancing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
What a great event.
So good.
All right. Your desert island marketing tour. What would you take to a desert island?
My drone.
Drone?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, because then I could see if sharks are coming.
Yeah.
Or fish or someone to save me.
A quote or a mantra you live by?
I think it's probably, I live every day like it's my last.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, you just never know when your time's up. And I don't ever want to say no to an opportunity, because if this was my last day on earth, I want to make sure that I've grasped every opportunity that I can possibly grasp.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
If you had to describe yourself in 3 words,
3 words only.
yeah,
Matt.
we're finishing. We're running out of
3
time.
words. Oh my gosh. This is a hard one. I think that I'm genuine.
Yeah,
I think that I'm fun.
yeah,
And I think that I'm excitable.
yeah.
I think they're 3. I'd like to add intelligent, because I think I'm such a idiot sometimes that I do have a brain behind that. But I like to just keep that in the suitcase.
No, but that's funny.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
some of the most natural, genuine people that come across as, like, say I'm not saying you're Paris Hilton or anything, but you know what I mean, like your
Yeah.
Paris Hiltons or your Sophie Monks, that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. But they are the
Super
best.
intelligent. Yeah,
And they're
yeah, yeah.
super smart.
Yeah.
And they play a part, but they're so
They play it
smart.
well.
They
Yeah.
play a really good part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks very much for jumping on the podcast.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
This is a long one.
It is a long
Part
one.
1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah, and I think there would be even more, because I only got through
Yeah,
probably
wow.
half the stuff that I want to talk about, and I know we're just chatting, and I hope people get something out of it.
Yeah.
'Cause I've got a whole lot out of it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks
so-
for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And if someone wants to reach out to you, I know you're everywhere, like
Yeah.
literally, but what would be the best way to do it?
If you want me to respond to you, send me an email, because I actually respond to emails.
Yeah.
I feel like if you can be bothered to open up your emails, then you're
Yeah.
probably worthy. I do check my DMs from time to time, but I just don't have capacity to. But if you're serious about doing something, it's definitely an email. My phone number is on my Instagram page,
Okay.
so you can text. I don't answer calls.
Yeah.
Who answers calls these days?
So don't know that number.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
100%. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming on.